describe child dedication as not just a ceremony, but more so, it is a Christian practice that marks the parents' commitment and the commitment of the church to do the very best to lead the kids into a trusting and loving relationship with Jesus Christ. So it is something that it is more of a commitment in terms of the parents and also the people around here in leading their children or the kids to a loving, trusting relationship with Jesus Christ. So those two songs earlier was wonderful to encapsulate that part of what is a child dedication. And just to highlight, it is not similar to a baptism. It is not an event that you need to do for you to gain acceptance to a church or even to merit going to heaven, they said. And it won't make them ideal, problem-free children. Do you agree? Do you agree? Just looking at the parents right now. So it's not an event that after a child dedication, they will be problem-free. It's not, okay? So that's the disclaimer. Let me share with you two passages for this morning, or for this afternoon. God sees children as important. And I believe most or all parents here will agree with that. And James and Teen sees that as well, that all children are important to the Lord. Psalm 127 says, "Behold, children are the gift of the Lord. The fruit of the womb is a reward." So this is somewhat a familiar statement for most of you. Children are the gift of the Lord. And for many of us, we love receiving gifts, like me, okay? But you won't like a gift, or you won't like to receive a gift with strings attached. But with children, there are strings attached. Okay? It's not a gift without strings attached. But it's a good gift, okay? So the strings attached here are the responsibilities that the Lord has given to the parents, to the ninong and ninang, and even to the witnesses here. So you're not excused, okay? If you're having, there's no free meal in Australia, okay? We all have roles and in terms of that strings attached. So let me just highlight what are the things that the Lord wants us to be responsible towards this gift, which is the child. And right now, in terms of Micaiah, one of the responsibilities that the Lord has given to James, Tin, and to those that are going to be ninong and ninang is first is to train up Micaiah in the ways of God. So that's one of the main things. Second, be an example of Christian living both inside and outside the home. So that's a very important thing. Be an example, not just instruct, but model it. Third is to provide for, to protect, and nurture Micaiah, or in general terms, your children. Fourth, make them a part of your family, sharing with them your love, your time, and your life. And I think that is something it's normal for parents to be doing. And lastly, teach them to love the same Jesus that you love, and to serve, obey, and honor Him with all their heart. So that is something that as we celebrate this child dedication, those are the strings attached in terms of the gift that God has given James and Kin in the life of Micaiah. And last but not the least, I'll just quote a Proverbs or a statement in the Bible. In Proverbs 22:6, it says, "Train up a child in the way that he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it." Okay? I'm not saying there are old people here, okay? We're all young, okay? But it says here, train up a child in a way that he should go. So let me just break this statement into two. Train up in the way that he should go. There is a nice meaning towards the word train. And it says here, it's called hanak, which is a Hebrew, not a Filipino word, okay? Hanak, okay? Hindi anak, okay? Hanak. It says here, to dedicate or to consecrate. And it's only been used in the Bible 4 times, for just good information. 3 of those times were for a house dedication. And then the 4th and last was for a child. And this is what Proverbs 22:6 says. Train up a child that he should go. This training up doesn't mean to follow what you want, doesn't mean what you dream about your kids, but it is more of understanding his or her own gifts, her own inclination, and training them towards that direction. It says the best parental training is accomplished when we opt for inspiration instead of coercion. We do this by discovering the child's natural desires and unique abilities, and by encouraging the behavior that will allow him or her to develop accordingly. So that is training, knowing the giftings or the likings of your child and directing them towards that. It is like in the imagery of a wild horse. You try to direct the energy of that horse towards a good direction. You don't kill or tame the spirit of that horse, but you use the bridle to guide the horse. Okay? And I'm sure most of the parents here know they have different ways of putting things on the mouth of their kids that will help them to obey or to behave. But the main thing is we train up the child. Where? In the way that he should go. This statement, way, is a Hebrew term that says direct, or is it a direction? It's not an exact place or an exact outcome. It is a direction. It says here, we are to train a child according to his or her characteristic manner. Some will be artistic, others will be athletic, and still others academic. One may be strong-willed and other compliant. One child may be encouraged by rewards, others by recognition, or others won't care less. So which of you is that? Okay? But the important thing here is that training up a child calls for a relationship with the parent and the child, dedicating themselves to a shared purpose. And for this afternoon, that is something that we want to highlight for today. That shared purpose with all the privileges and the responsibilities that go along with it. And let me just highlight this statement. The parent, or James and Tin, find ways to encourage Micaiah's behavior that will make everyone in their household happy and satisfies Micaiah's deepest needs. And it involves guiding a wild spirit in order to give it purpose and direction. So right now, we don't know yet the purpose or direction of Micaiah or those little ones, but there is that wonderful purpose and direction that the Lord has for them. It is for the parents to know and to help. Again, we receive each child from the hand of God, not as a clay that you will form according to what you want, but it is a gift that you will try to mold according to their own needs and wants, or their inkling, or their characteristics. It's not molding them according to what you or the parent wants. Again, children, by developing an intimate relationship with them, helps direct and train them. So again, for this morning, it's our prayer that James and Teen, we can help them discover the road for Micaiah, the path that she was created to follow. And this is more of child dedication. And as part of your program there, a child dedication has two major purposes. It is an act of worship, and it is an act of acknowledging that God's sovereign ownership of everything that we have, including our work, our spouse, your kids, or the family that you're part of. It's a good reminder that we can worship God in this time. How? With gratitude, with thankfulness, and appreciation. And also be reminded that we are all stewards of God's blessing. Not just think James or Tin, but each one of us are stewards, not owners of God's blessing. And as we move on into the part of the legacy of godly living, that is something that I highlighted earlier. There are a few verses here that highlights the role of the parents in terms of training them in the way that they should go, and also in terms of helping them to love the Lord, our God, with all their heart, with all their soul, and with all their mind. So that is something that we want to highlight for this afternoon. That is the legacy that James and Ken have been entrusted by the Lord in terms of Micaiah. And there is a community commitment. It says here, he who listens to a life-giving rebuke will be at home among the wise. Who are these people that will be helping James and Ken? Can I ask the mukhang ninong sa oras na to stand up? Okay, we have those who have been asked and invited by. Okay, so remember these people. Okay, I just wanted to highlight a few things. That there are two things that we are entrusted as ninong and ninang of Micaiah. First, we are entrusted to help James and Ken in caring for Micaiah. That is one of our biggest roles, to help James and Ken. And second, it is to remind them if they're going away in terms of the design of God, in terms of parenting Micaiah in the way of the Lord. So that is our role, to help James and Ken, not just to give gifts to Micaiah. But that is also part. But the main thing is to help James and Ken in guiding Micaiah in that way that she should go, and also to remind James and Ken in the ways of the Lord. So is that something that you're wala nang lusot? Ngayon na kayo. So you will be happy to be committing in terms of your role in the life of Micaiah. Okay? So we will be praying for you guys in a minute. Okay? You may all sit down. And one of the main things of a child dedication is having the parents acknowledge that this baby is from the Lord, but also doing an act of dedicating this child to the Lord. So I'll be requesting in not to sing, but James will sing?
No.
Okay, I ask James and Min to come on the stage. He'll be sharing a thanksgiving and a prayer to dedicate Micaiah.
Good morning, my name is James and this is Tina and our lovely daughter. We named her Micaiah, which is a rhetorical question asking who is like the Lord, and Anne meaning grace. Yes, our God is incomparable. There is none like him. He is our God who provides, protects, guides, answers prayers, loves, gives grace which is more than sufficient for all our needs, and our journey continues. All glory and honor to God alone.
I'll just ask everyone to stand up as James commit to the Lord in prayer. Micaiah and Bible.
As parents of Micaiah, we make a promise to God to live as an example of godliness and love for God and for others as we raise her into the Christian family. We dedicate Micaiah to the Lord, knowing full well that she belongs to God and that she is God's blessing to us. We vow to raise Micaiah with biblical values and principles, a life of faith, worship, and fear of the Lord. In Jesus' name,